So now we're going to learn how to use the other article databases that are located on the Articles tab search widget. So if we move the dot from the EBSCO product to the JSTOR product, then we can either rerun the same search that we just did with the same search terms, or we can type in other search terms. In JSTOR, I'm going to type in suicidal and click go. By typing in that term, I can see that my results list looks similar as the one in EBSCO. I have the total number of articles retrieved up at the top. Everything in JSTOR should be full text, so if it's not, you can just send us an email and let us know what article that you need. You'll see over here on the Refine Results column, they tell you about the academic content. There are journals, book chapters, research reports. They also have primary source content from serials, documents, and books. Those things are all here. So if you wanted to look at any of them, you just check the box, and then you can just look at those types of articles. If you wanted to read them, you can go ahead and click on the title, and that will take you to a preview of the article. You should be able to see it in its entirety. You can just flip through it like this. Or from here, you can actually download the PDF and take it with you. And you'll also see that feature on the front page right here on the right-hand side, where you can download the PDF and put it on your computer or flash drive. There is a citation writer as well, so you can click on citation, click copy, and then paste wherever you need to go. Now for some of you, you'll have articles in JSTOR and some of you won't. It just depends on what your topic is. JSTOR is similar to EBSCO, where you can add additional collections. There's probably about 150 JSTOR collections, and we only purchased 3. So our JSTOR is a little bit tiny, and so sometimes you may or may not have articles in here. This does not have a scholarly peer-reviewed checkbox because everything in JSTOR is scholarly peer-reviewed. So it's a pretty fancy database that it's only the academic, high-level, scholarly peer-reviewed journals in here. So know that you're safe doing that, but you'll see all your limitations you can set on the left-hand side if you'd like. So that's how JSTOR works. Another resource that will be helpful to you is we're going to hop over to Opposing Viewpoints. You can put a topic in here, but a lot of times I just like to click on Go. When you get into Opposing Viewpoints, you have the keyword search box here at the top. But one feature that I found for the example topics that I was given was this Browse Issues button right here. It's a light bulb in this little ribbon towards the top of the page. And this lists all of the issues that you can look for on your topics. And this was especially valuable when you're kind of perusing what you need, because you might say, well, I'm looking into politics or politicians. But when you look over here, they have things like political corruption, political participation in the United States, political polling, politics and media, politics and religion. But that doesn't really talk about maybe politicians and the issues that they're dealing with, or maybe the president's issues like executive orders and things like that. So it's good to browse the whole entire list, and you can see that as you look at it, there are things that really fit into your topic. In here, one of the terms that I found for the person doing the politicians questions and paper on that is there was one that said executive powers. There was another one that said separation of government powers, and there was another one that said two-party system. So I found those just by reading through all of these alphabetical titles, and I thought these are perfect. Now when you go in here, you can click on the terms directly, and it takes you to what this company calls a portal page. And what that does is it collects all of this information on a specific topic for you. If you just use the search feature, you're just going to get a kind of a big group of results, and it'll be sorted a bit, but this is one that's organized by the company. What I like about it is at the very top, you'll see your term, executive powers. This is kind of what that page is for. And then there's an opening paragraph. with a little read more button. This gives a really great overview of your issue. And while you do need to get 4 scholarly peer-reviewed journals, this would not be something that's a scholarly peer-reviewed journals, but you can use 2 additional sources. And if you wanted to use more than 2 additional sources, I'm sure your teacher would be happy to let you add 4 or 5 more additional sources. And the more that you read, the more you're going to be able to write freely about your topic. So I like these opening paragraphs because it gives a good chronology of what's kind of happened over time and some of the issues that might be impacting it, but they discuss it in a really neutral way, which I really appreciate. So if you wanted to take this article with you and just send it as an email to yourself, you'll see that the features are right at the top. You can save it to Google Drive, you can save it to Microsoft OneDrive. Any of those features will work. If you choose the email feature, it's just real quick. Just make sure that you're sending it as full text, and then you can just click send and have that sent to yourself. It will come with a citation. You'll see the citation is already pre-written in the MLA 8th edition down here, and that's what they'll grab when they send it to you. So you don't have to tell them to send the citation. It'll already come with it when you send the full text to yourself. Now if we go back to the front page, you can see that there is a little dashboard here underneath the opening paragraph, and it says on this page. Now if you wanted to get some scholarly peer-reviewed journals from here, they do have a section for academic journals, and those are journals written by nerds for other nerds, and that's what a scholarly peer-reviewed journal is. It kind of falls into that category of a nerd in the field writing it for another nerd, and there's a little approval process in the middle. So if you click on academic journals, you can actually go see those 109 academic journal articles that are coming up over here. And then on the right hand side, you can see the filter your results section right here, and you can click on any of these boxes and it'll drop it down. So if I wanted to narrow down my subject area by any of these subject terms, I could just click on it and it will show me the 90 articles that specifically deal with executive power out of this group of 109. So just know that all of these things right here can be used. I would say the peer-reviewed option, I'm not sure that that happens with all of these journals, but these are definitely going to be high-level academic journals that you can use. Now if we go back to our portal page, you can see that there are infographics on here, that we have viewpoint articles on here, there's some statistics on here as well, and you'll see all of these kind of broken down for you here on the lower portion of the page. They give you 3 examples of the items that you're going to find in those areas, but if you wanted to see all of them, you would click on the heading at the top. So this is going to be a really great place for you to go to find those articles that are going to be on your topic, and sometimes just to get more educated about your topic. Like I said, when you're on that Browse Issues page, and you'll see that little light bulb will take you back to the Browse Issues, it doesn't matter what your topic is, they're usually going to have something. So even for abortion, you'll see that they have several abortion things here, but you also might want to look into the teenage pregnancy page or the parenting page as well. So there's lots of option, and if you're looking for suicide, they do have a page just straight up for suicide, but they also have teen suicide, or if you want to look at the PTSD, they have that page here too, or if you wanted to look at the page on mental health, all of those can help you get a better picture. So opposing viewpoints can be really cool and really valuable for your sources that you're adding to your paper. So that's one of the databases that we have. And then the last one I want to show you is this one called Nexus Uni. Now this one is not scholarly peer-reviewed. It's just filled with newspaper articles, but sometimes they can talk about studies that have been done, and just they have really up-to-date information because newspapers are put out usually daily. I'm going to put in abortion and ban, and then just click go. Now it does search newspapers around the world, so that's going to be something you'll probably want to limit down, so you're not looking at what the abortion bans are in Ireland, in Australia, in India. So to do that, you'll see that it lands me on the news page, and I have over 10,000 articles, and I would recommend using the narrow by feature over here, And then you can do location by publication, and that means pick the place where you want your articles from. And so I'm going to go in here, and it lists just the first 5 states alphabetically. I'm going to select more, and then I'm going to go up to the US. And so just by selecting the US, I can say I want 142,000 articles, which is less than what I'm getting on the results list. And then another feature I like to do in here is just say I'm going to do publication type. I like to look at primarily newspaper sources initially when I start, because sometimes blogs have a viewpoint and things like that. I do like the news transcripts, like from National Public Radio and things like that, but you can see all of them right here, so there's a ton of sources, but a lot of times I start with just the newspapers. If I wanted to limit it by state, I can go and kind of instead take off this the United States, and I can go back to my location by publication list, and I can select a state or two if I wanted to see what was happening in Missouri or Illinois, states that are right here. If you wanted to read any of these articles, all you have to do is click on the title. Once you get the article to come up, you'll see its full text. What's highlighted are the words that you have typed in. And then to print, email, or save, you'll see all of the tools right here at the top. Now, one trick that I like to use in this particular database is if I want to export the citation, which means do you want them to write it for you? And I always say, yes, I would love for them to write it for me. Just change it to MLA, copy it to the clipboard. I'm going to click cancel here, and then I'm going to go over to the email button, and I am going to pop that citation in the comments section here. And then I will just type in my email address and then click submit, and it's going to send me the full document in a PDF format. My citation will be attached. So it's going to send that email to me. So that's how you can get some newspaper articles. Remember, if you need help finding sources, you can always send us a quick email saying, I need help, I can't find keywords, or I can't get this question answered, and we're always going to be happy to help you.